I've got something interesting to look at today, and you might be thinking, well, this looks suspiciously like a Game Boy Color. And you're right, but it isn't. This is a brand new device, and what's more, it comes as a kit that you can build yourself, which makes this a really fun little project for geeks who are into retro gaming, and perhaps makes for a great gift idea. Meet the GBC from Funny Playing, and I think it's safe to say Nintendo won't be happy about this. The case is basically identical to the original, with the exception that this has a USB-C charge port. And there's a huge variety of colours to choose from, not just for the case, but also the buttons, so you can really mix it up. And there's even a choice of colours for the printed circuit board inside, so if you go for a translucent case, you can customise that too. I've gone for this translucent red finish with white buttons and a black circuit board, and I'm very pleased with it. You can even choose between a white or black bezel on the screen. Some of the parts that Funny Playing offer are compatible with original Game Boy Color models. They do replacement backlit screens for the original and rechargeable battery mods, so could be helpful to you also in restoring or creating custom versions of original models. Okay, great, but the Game Boy Color here came out in 1998 and I'm recording this in 2024. So why would this system be of interest in our more modern world where we have Nintendo Switch and Valve Steam Deck and amazing smartphone gaming experiences? Well, maybe it's just the nostalgia talking, but I think some of these old Nintendo games are still just as fun to play today. And the Game Boy Color always was and still is an excellent form factor. This clone though just brings the experience a little more up to date. Now the screen on the original is a reflective TFT which has no backlight, so you always had to have a really good light source so that you could see the screen properly. But in the clone we have a larger backlit panel which is just better. The speaker inside this clone is louder and we also have a rechargeable battery pack and of course that USB-C connector for easy charging. Now, not only can you play Game Boy Color games, but also original Game Boy cartridges, so this is a great modern platform for retro gaming. You can buy a version pre-assembled, but if you want to customize the look, you'll need to go for the kit. And it's pretty straightforward to assemble, though the included instructions are not that great. It's probably worth going through the tutorial on their website. I didn't personally do that, typical man, I just thought I'd go at it without the instructions. You start by connecting the screen to the circuit board and then you hook up the speaker and the battery so that you can do a quick test, so that you can make sure everything works. Next, you mount the screen into the case by first uncovering the adhesive strips and then sticking it into place. I got a black cover for the infrared port included with the kit, but there was also a white one with my button pack. But actually, there is no infrared on this board, so it's non-functional, and I chose black because it just looks more like the original. The circuit board mounts into the case using Phillips screws, and then we can mount the speaker into the case using the supplied rubber gasket. And then our buttons go in, and just like the original Game Boy Color, on the A and B button they have these tabs on the back, so it's impossible to get them in the wrong position. Funny Playing do offer these buttons in a wide variety of colours, so you could order a few different kits to mix and match the colours of your buttons if you wanted to. We can pop in these silicone pads for our buttons then. Now don't forget to order these when you put in your order for the kit. Again, there is a choice of colours. We need to connect our battery, so we put the wire through the case, and we also need to pop in the power switch. And again, you can customize your color choice for that. And finally, we screw the whole thing together. Now for this, you do need a toolkit that has a tri-head driver for Nintendo's proprietary screws, but Funny Playing do sell a screwdriver if you don't have one. A nice finishing touch is that there are some stickers in the kit, so you can make your clone look like the original with a serial number and a model information sheet. And this is where we start to tread on slightly dodgy ground, because I very much doubt that Nintendo has licensed their IP for this purpose. And in fact, when you look at the images of the case on the website, you'll notice there are no Nintendo logos in sight, but when you get the actual product, you can see there is indeed a Nintendo logo just like the original. Now, you probably don't care about that, it's not really our problem, is it? But it's likely that Nintendo will set their legal dogs onto Funny Playing, so if you do want one of these, you might want to pick one up soon. Now, of course, this isn't a sponsored video. I bought this with my own money, and it was less than $100 for the kit, which was delivered from China within a couple of weeks, and I'll put the link to their website in the description. So on to the playtest. Now, I only have this Tetris cartridge at the moment, but it does work perfectly and it offers an experience like the original. I bought this nice teal coloured Game Boy Color back in 1998 during a trip to Tenerife. It's not had a huge amount of playtime and it's been sat in its box for the last 20 something years. Even so, I noticed that the D-pad on the clone is more sensitive and accurate than the original. And the screen, well, that's a night and day difference. Now, in fairness, this is not the best version of Tetris out there, but it has been quite fun getting to know it again, and I probably need to get myself on eBay and find some other titles to indulge my nostalgia. I can already feel my credit card sweating here. So this was a fun little build project, and I think lots of folks will really enjoy customizing the look of their device and revisiting some of those classic old games. Now, a mate of mine who introduced me to this product, he's been enjoying a bit of Pokemon Yellow on his. And these little consoles are ideal for playing those types of games. It takes me back to a time where you picked up your console, you popped in a cart, and you played. No multi-gigabyte updates and downloads to get in the way of your enjoyment. There's something to be said for that. So I like this product, and I do notice that they've got some Game Boy Advance bits on their website as well. So let me know if you'd like to see that. I'm guessing it's not going to take much arm twisting for me to buy one of those. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if so, please consider subscribing and letting the algorithm know with a like, maybe a comment. And thank you as always for your support. See you again soon for some more geekery.